Mali with West Houston Studios, and today I just wanted to come on and chop it up with you guys. First and foremost, I wanted to extend another thank you to the first three guests that I had for the podcast. So thank you to D-Walk, thank you to Darnell and Journey, and thank you to the homie Hippie Low. I appreciate you guys for coming on and sharing your expertise, chopping it up with me for the podcast. But for today, I'm gonna start off with my call to action. We've been doing a lot of things from the beginning of the year to now to kind of ramp up business. And even then, I've been kind of just scratching the surface, having a little bit of fun with it, just kind of like dropping some hints here and there, if that makes any sense. But anyways, we're about to wrap up, the first half of the year. The second half of the year is coming up. And obviously, we're still hitting marketing hard. If anything, we're hitting it harder. But this is actually my birthday month. For those who know, you know. And this year I'm turning 31. I'm in my 30s, guys. Been doing music going on 16 years now. 25, 16 years. And I don't know, man, like it's a lot of thoughts going on in my mind. Like anybody else, I do have those moments where I kind of just want to give up. And you kind of have to stop, step back, look at everything that you've created, everything that you've managed to accomplish, everything that you're building, and appreciate that, man. Because when I was a kid, and I'm talking about like a teenager, everything that I have right now is exactly what the fuck I wanted. And I apologize for cursing because I am working on cursing. I apologize, but I feel strongly about that. Whenever I was a teenager, I used to be like, man, whenever I'm older, I'm gonna have a studio, I'm gonna be doing this, that, and the other. I wasn't thinking about podcast, I wasn't thinking about photo, I wasn't thinking about video. That wasn't part of the vision for real. It just came through with everything that I need to do to make the studio successful, right? So I've been engineering for 16 years. I've been doing photos for going on 12, and then video about 10 as well. Video that I had been doing for myself initially whenever I was vlogging and stuff. And shout out to all the homies who have been with me through all these phases. Y'all know that this is not something that I just woke up yesterday and decided to do. I've been playing with these ideas. I've been, making cringe ass content, or content that could be perceived as cringe to some people, content that I personally enjoy. I'm big on behind the scenes. I'm big on showing, like everything that we got going on with the family, which I haven't done much of now since, I'm wearing all these hats, and I'm finding it difficult to really like make time for freaking everything. But I am slowly going to get back to it. But anyways, I said I was going to start with my call to action, and then I started going on some other stuff. So pardon me, I have a tendency of going on tangents, especially when I'm freestyling. Like right now, none of this was written. I don't have any questions like the way I usually do with my podcast. I wanted to be a little bit more raw and vulnerable about it, right? So again, back to the fact that I'm turning 31 this year. Back to the fact that I appreciate everybody who's been working with me. I appreciate everybody who's gonna work with me. I appreciate everybody who's on the fence and maybe is, one piece of content away from finally booking the session. I hope that this is it for you. For anybody who's watched this long, I'm gonna roll out a coupon code for all bookings, but you have to book online. This is not no DM. This is not no text. If you DM and text me, the rates are what the rates are. If you book online and you use the code ALES31, ALES31, because I'm turning 31, I'll give you 31% off whatever you want. Whether it's a studio session, whether it's a photo session, whether it's a video session, 31% off. I am still in the process of updating my services on the website to show, the photo and the video camera work, because rates have been, up in the air, trying to figure it out. And just to make it easy, I figured I'd keep the same rates for photo and video work as my studio work, making that $75 an hour with a 2-hour minimum for studio time, except for photo and video. I will do 1-hour engagements at $75 an hour. And, no, that's stupid cheap. So you guys need to take advantage, because if you think about it, $75 an hour plus a 31% off, that's like, what are you doing here? Well, I'm trying to get you in the door. So that you can start developing a relationship with me and we can start working. But anyways, this coupon code is gonna be available for the rest of the summer. So June, July, and August, up until the kids go back to school, let's just call it the end of August. After that, we're back to regular rates. So again, if you watched this footage up to this point, then make sure you use the code ALICE31 whenever you're booking on westhoustenstudios.com so that you can get 31% off. And again, I know I'm going to sound annoying, but no text, no DM, no exceptions. That's just the way it is. I am trying to encourage more people to book online so that I can better manage my time. I do believe I'm doing a great job at that now, but there are days where, people are hitting me up on some last minute stuff, and that's fine. If you guys see on the website, we do have same day sessions. If it's available, you can book it, but it's 3 hours for 250, I believe, is what I have it at. Because if you're doing a last minute session, either one, you don't respect me and my time, and you just think I'm sitting around waiting for people to come to the studio, or two, you were really in the moment. And if you're really in the moment, you're gonna pay the premium. No disrespect. I'm not trying to money grab you or nothing like that. But the time that I do have off, I would love to spend it more with my family, and continuing to cook up, because things that you guys don't see, because y'all see this, right? And y'all think that it's like easy. Like, I just got here and I freaking set the camera up and I record it. Yes and no, man. I'm recording. I'm also recording the audio here. I still gotta sync up the audio. Then I'm gonna cut up certain clips, because you guys' attention span is so short. I gotta hit y'all with the clips. All of that is time consuming. When do you think I got time to do this? When I got sessions and stuff, whenever I'm doing some photo, whenever I'm doing some video for people, I gotta do it on my own time, right? So, needless to say, if I do have time right now, and I could take a session, yeah, I'm gonna take your session, but you're gonna pay the premium, because if not, that's fine. Stay home, and I can continue working on the edits that I have to work on the back end. But it kind of sounded a little cranky. So I apologize. This is not for everybody. There's a handful of people that are on that kind of timing. And you guys know who you are. I've been pushing you for the last couple of months to book online and to be better about managing your time, because this is something that everybody needs to be better at, man. If you got stuff going on that you actually care about, if you're trying to build something that is bigger than what you have right now, you gotta manage your time effectively. And if anything, I'm gonna be that leader to show you how to do that, man. Pardon me. I'm big on my calendar. I utilize Outlook. I know a lot of you guys are on Google. Use your Google Calendar, homies. Freaking make sure you block off everything. And this is one thing that I got to do better at, but make sure you're blocking off your lunch, because if there's no lunch on your schedule, you're not going to eat. There's times where I've been eating just one meal a day, and it's not the healthiest thing. I talked about it. I know you guys are getting annoyed with me constantly talking about this thing. I'm not asking for pity. I'm not asking y'all to Uber Eats me some food. I'm just letting y'all know that if you don't manage your time effectively, you're going to be caught up in everything that you got to do. You may feel overwhelmed. You may crash out sometimes. Thank God I haven't crashed out recently, but I've been, there's been a couple of things that has been like, okay, could have been the last straw, and I would have crashed out. But I've learned to control my temper a little bit more. I know a lot of y'all don't see that I have like attitude, or like I can be a little asshole-ish. But truth is I can. And I got my wife and the kids to thank me for that, because when ex people are, getting me there, they calm me down. But anyways, again, I'm rambling. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? So, as far as the podcast goes, I figured out my flow. I think what I'm gonna do is basically do like 3 episodes with guests, and then an episode where I come on and I'm talking, just depending on what it is that I have going on. I hope you guys appreciate it, and if not, then just let me know in the comments. I'm gonna do it anyways. It doesn't matter. But any feedback is appreciated, and there's no such thing as bad publicity. So if you hating, go ahead and hate in the comments. Drop your little hate tweets. I ain't tripping. I got thick skin, so I'm gonna be fine. Um, if you're an artist who's looking for studio time, if you're an artist who's looking for a place, an environment, an atmosphere that's welcoming, that wants to cultivate your creativity, wants to help you develop, look no further, man. Just go online, westhoustenstudios.com, book your session, join our memberships. I haven't talked too much about the memberships, but I think this is a great opportunity for me to kind of like more so introduce it, because I've introduced it online with my little graphics and stuff like that, but I haven't talked about it because It's an idea service that I'm still developing, and I want to make sure that I'm not cutting myself with everything that I'm giving with these memberships. But long story short, I have three memberships. The basic membership gives you access to plug and play studio rentals, and it gives you discounted sessions. So as opposed to paying $75 an hour for studio sessions with a 2 hour minimum, members get $50 an hour sessions, and they don't have a 2 hour minimum. You can do a 1 hour session. You also get the plug and play rentals, which means basically you get the studio, and I'm just there on standby. You know what I mean, for troubleshooting. I'm cooking up, editing some photos and video, but more or less, it's a session without an engineer. So if you're an artist who records at home, who is maybe on the fence about getting some equipment, you think that maybe you just need better equipment for your sound to go to do better, maybe you'll consider joining my basic membership and getting the studio rentals, because I mean we have $1,000 microphone, we have $1,000 interface. I'm not trying to say I had like the fanciest gear, we don't have all the outboard stuff, but at the same time, you get the booth, you get the space, you get the quietness. You're not in your house, you're not in your room. Your parents, your siblings are not coming in and out the studio, whatever it is. You may consider joining that. And then we have the premium, which basically gives you access to that, and it also gives you access to sessions with preferred producers. Now, don't get me wrong, sessions with producers, like being locked in with a producer, creating a beat from scratch, and then recording something to it, that's a little bit more expensive. So I don't recommend it for just anybody. I don't recommend it for people who starting out. I do recommend it for artists who have been doing their thing for a couple of years and maybe are looking to take their music up another notch. And when I say that, I mean maybe you're looking to not be recording on YouTube or BeatStar Beats anymore. You want to lock in with a producer, or at least in my opinion, my 2 cents is you want to lock in with a producer. You want to lock in with a local producer at that, so that you can build and maybe create chemistry together, so that y'all can create some solid music, right? But anyways, producer sessions are 4 hours for 350. That's for people within the membership, and then producer sessions outside of that, they're normally 4 hours for $500. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in your back pocket, because again, I know that this ticket is a little bit bigger than what most people are comfortable paying. But then you get a beat that was built from scratch. You have the option to purchase it exclusively, but anything that you cook up during that session, you do at the very minimum get the least two. So again, you get a custom beat, and maybe we record. And if you do it right, you walk out with some beats. You don't just like get one beat. You're like, hey, I come in and maybe we just cooking up ideas. We just do 2 to 5 beats, and maybe then you'll see that is worth your money. Then lastly, and to me, look, I have 3 memberships, but for real, for me, this is the only membership I have. I only have the other 2 memberships for to give people options, to give people options that are maybe less expensive than what I really want them to do. But we have the West Hughes certified, and basically with that one, you get damn near everything that I want you to be doing, in the sense of like, yeah, you get the discounted sessions, you do get the plug and play rentals, you do get the sessions with the preferred producers, but on top of that, and you know the reason why I haven't been promoting it, because like I said, I'm still developing the service, and I'm trying to make sure I can deliver, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm not cutting myself either, because as of right now, and I say as of right now because I'm about to change this, and I'm gonna let y'all know exactly how I'm gonna change this. But as of right now, anybody who's in my West Hughes certified membership, they get 6 hours worth of raw photo and video camera work. What that means is that over the course of 3 months, you get 6 hours. So it's like 2 months. I mean, 2 months, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours per month. And I mean, if you really wanted to, you can knock all those 6 hours out in the first month. I don't recommend it, because you're gonna have new music, you're gonna have new content that you want to shoot, and then you're gonna have to wait for the next quarter. But basically, for the people who are already editing their own content, maybe they just need higher quality, then you get 6 hours worth of work, and I can pull up wherever you want me to pull up, take some photos, take some videos, send you the raw files. This does not include any editing, but I'll send you the raw files for you to edit. And if you want me to, then I can edit, but there's an add-on fee that is not part of the membership. You get that. You also get a quarterly podcast episode. So very minimum, if you haven't been making any music, you haven't been releasing any content, very minimum, you're gonna have a quarterly podcast episode in which you can come on and talk to your audience, kind of like what I'm doing right now. You can talk to them and explain to them why you haven't been doing what you're supposed to be doing. You want your audience to become your fans, but you're only releasing one song every 6 months. That's not it, my boy. That's not it. And the audience knows this. You know what I mean? That's why they're not true fans of yours. Like, they might like your stuff, they might repost your stuff from time to time, but again, if you're only feeding them one piece of content every so often, they're not your fans, and they're not gonna purchase anything from you, and they're not gonna come see you at your show, and that's just what it is. So again, you want to start releasing more content. So take advantage of the 6 hours worth of raw photo video work, get to work. But if not, we get on the podcast. And shout out to DWA because he's one of the artists who's in my membership right now. I'm gonna be shooting a couple of other membership podcasts here soon, but the people who are coming on that are new to it, I'm waiting towards the end of their 3 months to shoot the podcast. Reason why is so that we can talk about what their experience has been, like going from, like, hey, maybe they came into my studio one time. I talked to them about the podcast. I talked to them about the podcast. I talked to them about the membership options, and they decided to join. So if they decided to join, then there's 3 months of, okay, let's get to working, and by the end of those 3 months, what did we accomplish? Is this what you guys thought that it would be? What have you learned? Stuff like that. So I want to talk about that with some of the new cats that I have on there. I already talked about the content days. I talked about the podcast. You do also get monthly research and development meetings. For those who have seen on Instagram my posts, or have met me in person, like a lot of y'all know, like for real. And I'll say this with no shame. I'm a freaking nerd, a nerd in the sense of like business stuff. I'm constantly going down rabbit holes. I'm constantly refining my processes. And I believe that everybody should be doing this too. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a photographer, whether you're a videographer, whether you're a producer, whether you're just a business person in general. If you're not looking for ways to make your service better, if you're not looking for ways to make your process better, and you're complaining about not growing, look yourself in the mirror, because this is what you need to be doing. You need to be constantly growing. You need to be constantly figuring out new things that you need to learn, developing. I consider myself a student of the game. Like, everything that I'm doing right now, everything that I continue to do, like, if it's something I don't know, I teach myself. And then I'm uncomfortable when I'm first doing it, but I do it. But again, monthly research and development meetings are exactly what it sounds like. We sit down, we look at your analytics, we look at what's growing, we look at what's popping, we try to figure out how do we grow on that. You know what I mean? Because making music is not just about making good music, it's about people connecting with you. And on top of that, it's about you putting yourself out there and making sure you're constantly putting yourself out there and getting in front of the new audience, similar to the people who are already really rocking with you, because you want them to become fans, right? So that's what the monthly research and development meetings are for. That's me getting in the mud with the artist, not just recording, mixing, mastering for them, doing photo and video work for them. Because sometimes, people don't realize that there's much more to it than just doing that, right? So that's the monthly research and development meetings. And then one of the other key pieces through the certified membership is that you get cloud storage. So a lot of you guys are already familiar with this, where I've had a folder for y'all before on my OneDrive link, where I have like your songs, I have your photos, I have your video. But basically, that's what it is. You know what I mean? You may or may not have this experience, but some people have difficulties managing their files. And then before you know it, they forget about things that they've done in the past, and then they're not posting stuff, right? The thing about content is you want to be able to find it somewhere easily, which is where my cloud storage comes into play. Because then I just send you a link to your master folder. You click on that master folder, you have your photos, you have your video, you have your graphics, stuff like that. And then you just, download it as necessary and post it. And while I'm talking about that, don't be afraid to recycle your posts. You know what I mean? Like, take photos and put different captions under them. Maybe if you're an artist who has songs that you're trying to promote, maybe put some lyrics. You know what I mean? Like, get creative. Don't post the exact same thing 25 times in a week. You know what I mean? Don't do that. But if anything, do once every other week. You know what I mean? For a piece of content, and then little by little you stack up on content, and then you're releasing it, pretty consistently, and people are gravitating to you. You're seeing growth on followers and stuff like that, which again, don't get twisted where growth on followers is your goal. You know what I mean? but those are leads. You think about those as leads. If you're an artist, those are leads that could become fans, and you need to engage with them somehow, some way. But yeah, man. Again, anybody who's interested, go on westhoustonstudios.com and click on the membership link and then read up a little bit more about it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Like I said, this is still a service that I'm developing. So, I mean, by no means is it going to be perfect. But I will say that I don't know, like no shade to anybody, but I want to say I'm probably the only studio that's offering something like this. So take advantage and grow with us, because the way I see everything going, like we're trying to become a powerhouse, man, a production powerhouse. And not only that, I mean, we're trying to do it with people who are upcoming. If y'all notice, I'm not looking for the people who are already popping to come to my studio. I could care less. I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you who is sitting behind the screen, probably has a lot of talent, probably sitting on some songs in the vault because you're not satisfied with your mix and master. Come work with me. Um, the artist who's stupid shy to get out there, but they know they have really good music. They don't feel comfortable going to just any studio. They've been to different studios, and the environment just isn't what the environment they need to be to create. Um, you should check us out, man. So go on the website, shoot me a DM, shoot me a text at 832-979-5909, and let's get you locked in today. Again, I'm Ale with West Houston Studios. I feel like this episode has been a little bit lengthy, so I'm gonna sign off. I apologize if there's not like a real good signing off, the way that I have my intro. But yeah, I mean, if you guys saw it all the way to the end and you have feedback, any way that I can make this better, a better experience for the listeners, stuff like that, please let me know. I'm good on taking constructive criticism. I'm good on taking hate, like I said earlier. Just create engagement so that the algorithm can do its thing and YouTube can do its thing, because we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers right now so that I can monetize, and maybe we can see some bread from there too, right? But let's get it. Appreciate y'all again. Make sure y'all tap in westhoustonstudios.com, get your session in, get your photos, get your video work, join the memberships. Y'all take care. Have a great summer.